On stocks, F&O as well as currencies, and Smita, Neha and Manisha, thanks so much for joining in. Let's get to you another stock that's done extremely well, and it's really moved up over a 2-month period. It's gone up from about 170 levels just about beginning of February, and now it's trading 245. That's stock for you on your screen. We're talking about Dalmia Cement. It's actually run up ever since the beginning of March. That's when the story started to unfold out into the markets. This morning it's down ever so slightly, but if you're looking at a slightly longer term picture, the story will play itself out. Of course, the company's been in the news because of the demerger plans that they've announced on sugar as well as cement. We're now joined by Mr. Puneet Dalmia, Managing Director at Dalmia Cement, who joins us from Delhi. Thank you so much for joining us this morning, Mr. Dalmia. You've announced the demerger of cement and sugar businesses yesterday. What are the valuations that you have ascribed to each of these businesses, and really what's the thinking behind this entire restructuring exercise?
I think we believe we were suffering from a conglomerate discount because our shareholders didn't have a choice to invest in the business that they liked. The new structure will create pure play entities and increase transparency in the business, and it will give shareholders the choice to invest in whichever business they like, because each of our businesses has a different cycle, and we believe that just giving this choice and increasing transparency will cause further value enhancement and value unlocking in the business. We also believe that each of the businesses can pursue their own independent growth path, and we can accelerate growth in each of the businesses through this structure, and long term increased growth trajectory will also enhance shareholder value.
Right. What's the growth that you see? What's the potential now? Especially we've seen sugar decline so much going forward. Sugar and cement potential that you see for 2011 and more.
I think the cement industry is growing at around 10% per annum. We expect to grow at 25% per annum, which is higher than the industry growth rate. In the sugar business is growing at about 4 to 5% per annum, and we expect to again grow at faster than the industry growth rate in both our businesses. The power business is a nascent business right now. We currently only have captive power plants. And we are in the process of developing merchant power projects. So I think that business is under development, but this structure enables the power business to pursue an independent future of its own.
Puneet, hi, good morning. Neeraj here. Just wondering broadly, do you have any near-term plans to list Dalmia Bharat Enterprises Limited, where you have transferred the cement and the power business?
Yes, I think the moment the restructuring is complete, which is subject to regulatory approvals, which is 6 to 8 months away, I think each shareholder of Dalmia Cement Bharat Limited will also get a share of Dalmia Bharat Enterprises Limited. So they will have 2 shares, and this is 6 to 8 months away.
The other thing, Puneet, is that the sugar industry has been under pressure. Now that you have an independent sugar business and the outlook does not look very promising, what's your sense, and would you see value unlocking for the cement business post the demerger?
I think the scheme is final. We are going to file it in the stock exchanges within a week, and we think that the regulatory approvals will take 6 to 8 months.
And in terms of looking at the balance sheet right now and the cash that you have sitting on your books, how is that going to be divided up between the different businesses?
I think in this quarter prices have actually moved up because the demand has been very good. In South, the third quarter is a monsoon quarter. The fourth quarter has been relatively better. So the excise duty increase and the freight increase due to diesel prices increase has been passed on to the customers. So I think the short-term prices have firmed up in the cement business. But our view is that new supply is coming in, and therefore I'm a little cautious about the next 18 to 24 months on cement prices. I think there will be some softness from the current levels.
Right, Mr. Dalmia, you're planning to raise 1,200 crores for expansion. Now, is this going to be exclusively used only for the cement business, or do you see some of these funds being used for other parts of your demerged businesses as well?
I think each business will have to raise its own capital and pursue its own independent growth path, and they'll have to manage their own balance sheets. So one of the advantages of this structure is that investors will get clarity on our capital raising and capital deployment. So currently, I think the existing structure, the new structure will help us to access private capital also, other than just public market capital. And we are in talks with some private equity funds, and we hope that we will be able to raise some more capital in the cement business in the next 8 weeks.
Puneet, for the cement business, how would you raise funds? Would it be essentially through the PE route only, or are you looking at some other fundraising avenues as well?
I think we needed about 1,000 to 1,200 crores to fund our new expansion in the cement business, and we would have funded it partially through internal accruals and partially through fresh capital raising. So most of that capital will be used for the cement business.
And by when do you plan to raise the funds to the PE firms? I mean, have you set any timeline for the same?
Yes, as I told you, we are in talks with leading private equity players, and we will be able to close one tranche of capital raising in the next 8 weeks.
All right, and I mean, you've reiterated this, but just to get a clear sense, Puneet, what is the kind of amount that you're looking to raise through these PE players?
We are looking at in the region of somewhere in the region of 500 to 750 crores.
Fair enough, Puneet. Many thanks for joining us and explaining that rationale. Dalmia Cement was fairly active in yesterday's session, not so much in today. Started off with a bit of a green, but since then fairly flat in the last 40 to 45 minutes of trade. So an indifferent day of trade for Dalmia Cement Bharat in today's session. Demerger on the cards, however. All right, tell you what, look at, just hear out some market voices. The markets for themselves are flat as flat can be, 28 points up for the Sensex, not too much happening there. But hear out a few market voices. We of course get you one voice from the markets, get you a management, and get you an IPO that is open today. Should you or should you not subscribe to that one? All of that coming out, but hear out a few market voices. We'll be back right away.
Over the medium term,